And also on vacation, I love the challenge of trying to trade on vacation because it's such a different mindset and a different experience.
Yeah.
And like when we were down in Florida, I was trading on a balcony out on the beach, and it was distracting, and I was ready to get down on the beach. But I eked out a couple green days in the Airbnb. I knocked out a green day in the airport. Like, that was fun for me. I truly think there are times where the market's just not there for people to try. Like, I think this last month, I haven't done anything differently, but I just have not gotten the results that I'm used to. And I think I'm up for the challenge. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Right.
And I know for damn sure I'm not going to quit. So I'm going to do it till it works.
Yeah.
Regardless of if I feel like an imposter, because most days lately I've been feeling that imposter syndrome, thinking, man, I'm an idiot. I had a solid job. Like,
every trader talks about the wins, but not everyone is willing to show the struggle. Today's guest did something different. Adam, the man behind Free by 40, started sharing his trading journey in real time. The wins, the losses, the mental battles, all of it. No filters, no fake guru energy, just a guy from Tennessee chasing financial freedom while balancing family, discipline, and psychological war that comes with trading. What caught my attention about Adam is his honesty. Every day he was documenting the process, not just charts, but the mindset behind them. Because the truth is, trading isn't about strategy, it's about patience, it's about accountability, and sometimes it's about rebuilding yourself from the ground up. In this episode, we talk about the transition from stable career into full-time trading, the dangers of gambling mindset that prop firms can create, and how community can keep you grounded, and the deeper mission behind the idea of being free by 40. If you ever questioned the journey or wondered what the real path of trading freedom actually looks like, this episode is for you. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to another episode of NOFOMO, man. And today we got a special guest on the line, man. We got Adam from Free by 40. What is happening?
how you doing, Woodz? I'm happy to be here.
Cooling, man. Cooling. Staying 10 toes through it all. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Man, I seen you doing your thing online, man. And man, I love your content, man. It's so nice, straight to the point. No fluff. You know what I'm saying? It's man, you doing a great job with what you do, man. And
Man, I
was
appreciate that.
I was like, man, I gotta have you on so you can add some value to the community, man.
Man, I appreciate that. That's all I've ever wanted, to be honest. Like, I'm not looking to get a payout from social media. It's just, I want to create the channel that I wish I would have had whenever I was starting out trading, because there's a lot of information out there, and it's a lot of different information that you kind of got to piece together.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted one tailored to, you have a 9-to-5, you're trading during the 9-to-5, and then you're quitting and you're in open waters, and you need to not drown.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show that people don't start getting $10,000 days and payouts in 2 weeks after they quit and start. Like, this is a slow process. It's difficult. It's mentally taxing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to show that. Like, I'm trying to be as transparent and open as possible. I'd love if I could brag and show 100 green days in a row. I'd love to have 100 green days in a row. And maybe one day we'll get there. But I just don't think that's fully feasible.
Right.
You're always going to have loss. And I'm just trying to be honest about it, because a lot of trading influencers that have gotten, I don't want to say too big for their britches, because I'm not trying to start beef with anybody by any means. But there's a lot of people that forget that when you're starting, it's scary. Like, it's new, it's stressful. And if it's all that you are doing for your income, it's a lot of pressure. And a lot of people forget that. So I'm just trying to help and be as honest as I can.
And man, I wanted to talk about your origin and your story.
Of course.
Getting in, so like, what was the moment that you knew you wanted to walk away from the day job and pursue trading full time?
Man, that's a long story, but I'm here for it. So I graduated college in 2016. I was there for 6 years. I got a business degree, and I went straight into sales. I'm not going to say where I worked just because I'm going to leave that a little bit private, but it was for an electrical distributor. I worked in sales. I did a lot of industrial sales,
Nice.
a lot of traveling, a lot of in and out of factories, a lot of technical sales. It took a lot of work, but I really did enjoy it. I worked there for a long time, but ever since I left college, I worked there for 10 years. And I was good at it. It paid well. I was happy with the pay for a long time. It was a bonus structure type of job. So if the building did good, somewhat, it was more of like a profit sharing style where say like if the building does good, everybody does good. If the building does bad, everybody kind of does bad.
Right.
So it made it to where I think it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I had taken on a couple more roles of opportunity, and I was really liking my new role. It was more, I don't want to say important, but it was more task and intensive. And I had to really lock in, and I got really dialed in, and I got really good. And my output was like through the roof that year. And unfortunately, that was a year where the economy just wasn't there and people weren't buying. And we can only control what we can control in that business. And because of that, it was a down year. Right. Now, it wasn't a terrible down year, but it was still the most work I've done in this job. And a 5-figure pay cut is definitely hard to swallow. And it wasn't anger with my boss by any means for it. It was just something clicked in my brain at that point saying, I kind of don't want other people to be in charge of the well-being of my family. Because at the end of the day, $15,000 affects your family pretty strongly.
Yep.
And I understood the economics of it. I understood the reasoning. It wasn't that, but that was the seed that got planted. Right. And I was thinking, man, like, what can I do to be more in control of my destiny, my freedom? And the more I started to think about it, the more that seed started to grow. And it's unfortunate because then it turned into like, man, I don't want somebody telling me what to do the rest of my life. Like, I want the freedom. Like, I want to be in control of what I do each day in and day out. If I fail, I want it to be because of me, not because of the economy, or I want it to be because my efforts weren't good. Like, if my efforts are good, I want to be fed. Like, I want to eat. So I just started looking around to see like what was out there. And honestly, I didn't know. This was a very slow process. And I started just like most people probably do. I saw some social media of day traders. And I was like, hey, I think I have the smarts to do that. I think I'm competent. Right. And I just started watching. And what's funny is like, I'm not going to name drop any of the people because I don't want to start any beef or anything like that.
Right.
But the people I started watching were the flashy ones. Like hey, here's my penthouse, here's my cars.
And that's usually how it goes. You get the flashy guys right up front. Yep.
And they have a role to play. Yeah. They bring people into the industry.
Right.
They also make bukus of money selling courses that are just ICT wrapped up in a different package.
Right.
And then so somebody else I followed was Ross Cameron, which I don't think he's one of the bad ones. It's just he trades stocks, like individual stocks. And that's just, I didn't feel like that was where I wanted to go, but it was so interesting seeing like his mindset and the way that he treats trading and losses and wins and where he calls it a day. And just, he's done it for so long and he has the bona fides, like the broker statements to prove it, that I trust that he's not bullshitting anybody. Now, ultimately, I haven't followed any of his stuff. He has a course as well that he sells, but he never really pushes it. It's just in the background. If you like his content, you want to go, you buy his course is like, I think $1,000+. Like it's definitely a barrier of entry to buying it. And he has very expensive tools that he sells. But I think he's one of those that is truly just trying to inform, but also capitalize on his fame.
Right.
And I can't fault him for it.
Right.
But I watched those guys, and then I was paper trading for a long time. Like I paper traded for like 4 or 5 months before I even touched a account anywhere. And
nice.
This was all while I was still working. So it was not as easy as it is now. And I say that it's somewhat harder now too, because there's more pressure. But I was having to trade at my desk, hoping nobody was going to roll around the corner. And like, say you get into a really nice trade and you're 2 or 3 contracts deep in NQ, and then your boss walks around the corner and you can't manage that trade.
Yeah.
And you're just having to sit
going
there,
and draw down, you sweating bullets.
you're talking to him and not hearing a word he's saying, and just hoping it's going into green.
Yeah.
And most of the time that's when I blew accounts. So I started, I don't know why, but I started with personal capital for a little bit. I threw a couple grand into a Trade Evade account. And I don't know why I started with that much risk, because you're not going to be good when you start. Like, no. Now somebody might. There may be a prodigy out there or a wonder kid. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of teenagers out there that are trading way better than I am.
Yeah,
they started when they were 12.
But like, they're doggone. It's very few and far between.
Yeah. But I blew maybe $600-$700 of that first $2 grand, and I realized maybe I need to slow down a little bit, because at that point it was burning my own money. I was worried that maybe I wasn't going to be good at this. And then I started doing that thing where when things get hard, instead of pushing down and pushing through and learning, I changed things up entirely and decided I'm going to try Forex instead, because there's a lot of Forex influencers out there, a lot of them.
Right.
I had even less luck with Forex, man. I don't know what it was.
What was the first market you started with?
Futures, just standard old, just NQ, mainly MNQ. I like trading the smaller sizes versus the bigger sizes, unless it's on an evaluation. So I only really trade NQ on like evaluations, or if I'm really trying to make some money on a funded account. But then I went to like USD, the US dollar and the euro, or the Great British Pound and the yen, and I was trading the pairs. And I don't know if it's the margin requirements or just the volume of those markets aren't as big as the regular futures market, but either I couldn't read it or I just was not made for Forex, man. I blew another like $500 on Forex, and I was like, man, this isn't for me. And at that point I was about to quit, to be honest. I was already lost maybe $1,000 of my own money, which is silly to think about now that like I've sat back and seen how this works. That $1,000 is nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
But I think it's just a journey that most people take. Is you start with your own money, you lose some, and you're like, shit, and then you quit. And they say a lot of the times, like 99% of day traders quit. Man, when I quit my job, you have no idea how many times I heard that phrase. Man, only 99% of day traders quit. Only like 1% makes it. So I was not. I can't forget about it. I was reminded plenty. I think it's because they quit before it clicks. You have to be a little delusional to do this, and you have to just keep pushing. So that's what I did. I just kept pushing, and then I don't know how, but I stumbled onto prop firms, and I will drop this guy's name because I think his channel's good, and I don't think he sells a course, and if he does, it's clearly not at the forefront of his page. But there's a guy named Trades by Matt on YouTube. And he live streams his trades. And what's funny is I don't like his strategy. I don't understand it. I don't trade his strategy at all. But I kept him on in the background at work when I was working on whatever I was, when I was selling, taking customer calls, or if I was on the road in the morning when it was market hours. And I would just listen to him trade.
Nice.
And just hearing him talk so confidently and like he didn't have any reserve or any worry, and like I don't want to say emotionless, because a lot of times emotionless makes it sound like you're like monotone, like a drone, but he didn't sweat his losses. And that's something that I wanted to do. And shit, I'm still trying to get there. Like you see a big red candle. It's hard to not feel it. And I know that that's part of the psychology of where I need to get to, of a loss is just a loss. It's a business transaction, and we'll get back from it. And I have to do a lot of self-reflection at the end of the day whenever I have a red day because of that. Because I don't want it to affect my personality and my mood outside of trading, because then it affects her. It affects the boys in the other room. And I don't want to bring that into them. Right. And I'm not going to act like I've never done it, unfortunately, but I'm working on it. But just seeing how cool and calm he was probably one of the ones that I really enjoyed watching. And he was a big proponent of Apex prop firms. So I think that's probably why I've been so firm in Apex lately instead of any of the other prop firms. Cause like I know my funded futures is popular and Top Step is super popular.
Right.
But I just got onto Apex early and I bought one evaluation and I blew it. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was on sale. I used his code. It was like $30. I was like, oh, $30, that's dinner. I said, that's worth a try.
Right.
So then I tried again. And I think I failed 4, maybe 5 evaluations. And a lot of those were failed in probably the same day. It was early on whenever I was like, shit, I blew an account and it's only $7.45. I'll just buy another one and start over. And now I know that that's nowhere near the right thing to do. But there would be times where like it would be on my lunch break and I'd be sitting in my car and I'd already blown 2 accounts for the day and I'd pull my credit card out to type it in for another evaluation.
And see, I got some more stuff I was going to ask you about that later.
But I'll keep it in the chamber then. But man, it was a slow process. And I think it took 5 or 6 funded accounts or evaluation accounts for me to pass.
Right.
And man, I remember the day that we passed. And see, I just did it again. We passed. I called my wife and we were ecstatic. We celebrated all night over a silly evaluation getting passed because it was such a milestone.
Right. Right.
And after that, I just kind of started stacking them. And I'm being very cautious with my funded accounts right now.
Nice.
I pay the lifetime fees, so I don't have any monthly expenses on them. So it's just a fixed cost at this point. And I'm just slowly trying to collect them and preserve my capital on them. Right. So I don't trade my fundeds as often as I should because I'm still trying to grow the backlog of them.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people I think are that are close to me are thinking, man, Adam's struggling, or man, Adam's not, pulling out any money. He's not doing a payout. And the reason is it's not my process. Like it's a process and I'm waiting. I'm being patient.
Right.
I want to get 10 to 20 funded accounts to copy trade. And then I only need to hit about $100 a day and I'm going to be happy with the outcome.
Right.
Right now I'm at 5 funded accounts. Every now and then I'll trade them if I'm out of evaluations and I don't feel like buying one for the morning. But I'm still trying to pass evaluations. Like it's still back to square one, which is every time you pass, you just turn around and go right back to square one.
Right. Right.
And I think it may be affected by trading a little bit. Just because I do trade my evaluations differently than I trade my funded accounts.
Right. Right.
Because I see them as consumables. If you blow them, it's only $30. So you can be aggressive. For me, passing and getting a funded account is worth risking $30.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this last round of evaluations I bought 10 evaluations at once. And it's when I started copy trading. And it's the very first time I started copy trading. And copy trading is a super strong tool. And I think it's critical for my business model. But man, it sucks when your very first time using it is a big old loss.
Right. Right.
Like that week, I think I dumped like $16,000 worth of evaluation money down the drain across 10 accounts. And then I think Thursday, so this last Thursday was the last of the 10. I blew every single one of them, man.
Wow.
And most of them were blown all at once.
Wow.
Just because the drawdown just got so tight. And I was trading NQ across 10 accounts. I think I was doing 3 contracts, maybe 5. Sometimes I push 5 if like I'm full porting. But like, I don't try to advertise a lot of that style of trading on the channel because I know it's not
sustainable.
It's not a good habit to get into. And I'm trying to push it in the back of my mind because it's only a means to an end. Because once I get back into my fundeds locked in, it's an entirely different strategy. I'm not scalping as much. I'll never take 14 trades a day on a funded account.
Right.
As much as I love scalping, there's red days nearly as much as there are green days.
Yeah.
And I want to try to make as many green days as possible and minimize my red days. So I need to take more A+ setups. So it's a lot of balance between styles of trading and strategies, and I'm still trying to figure out the best strategy for me. And I'm assuming later you'll probably want to go over types of trading strategies that we're working on, and
right.
So I'll keep that in the pipe for us too.
So I was going through your page and I noticed that on the first post, you said you're rebuilding from the ground up.
Yep.
What do you mean by that? And what did you start? What did that start? What did the starting point really look like? I'm sorry.
No, you were good. So, man, I'm a big, mentally and like just in my soul, I'm so resistant to change. I've always been. The only reason I get to do any good change is because of that woman over there. She is my guiding light when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Nice.
Like, we wouldn't have bought this house if it would have been for her. I was like, why? Renting's fine.
Yeah.
And then we bought it, and then house prices soared, and I was like, well, man, she was right.
Yeah.
And basically every big life decision, I'm always hesitant. Well, not consultant, but also I'm hesitant. I'm so change averse.
Yeah.
So whenever I even mentioned something like this to her, she was 100% supportive, because if I'm wanting to make a change, it's got to be serious.
Right.
But even though I was the one that initiated it, I had nerves for weeks. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Like, I was like, who in their right mind quits a solid paying job that essentially, if I wanted to, I could retire from?
Right.
Like, I had been
career.
Told.
It wasn't a job. It was a career.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had been all but told, Adam, you can retire here if you want to. Like, it was a lifetime job. And even to this day, I miss so many of the people I worked with.
Yeah.
Like, people I worked with, worked alongside for 10 years. I miss them dearly. But I just knew that it was time for me to make a change in my life. And I finally pulled the trigger. And when I said rebuild from the ground up, it was kind of because mentally and I don't want to say spiritually, because I'm not very spiritual, but like, just, I felt such a pull that I felt like this is just the path that my life was calling me to. And be it God or be it whatever, whatever anybody subscribes to, I felt that pull so strongly that I said, I can't not do this.
Right.
Like, this is what I have to do. So I decided we're going to do it right. The 3 pillars I wanted to do with Free by 40 was my mind, weekly therapy sessions, just trying to get my mind right. I try to meditate. I have not been doing that as much as I'd like to, just because being a parent's hard, time consuming. Same thing for journaling. On top of trade journals, I want to keep real journals to kind of keep my thoughts in one spot. I don't know if you have kids or not, but man, it's late at night. You probably, the last thing you want to do is write in a journal for an hour.
Yeah.
So that's kind of went by the wayside too. I'm trying other avenues just so I can still get the benefit.
Yeah. For me, I record myself a lot.
Yes.
So I do like a video recording of my journal.
Hey, that's smart. And only you have to see it.
Right.
I may have to start doing that, because I've started doing that for my trades. So I used to have a very extensive Excel sheet where I manually typed in every one of my trades, my thoughts, and it would take forever, because once I started scalping, I was taking 14, 15, 20 trades a day. And imagine putting in 20 lines into a trade logger every day. It would take an hour and a half of if you did it correctly. If you put in, all right, this is what I was thinking when I entered. This is why I moved my stop loss. This is why I picked this profit level. So what I started doing instead when I was scalping is I just screen record, and I can go back and review game footage like it's a football game.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Or watching at high speed.
Yep. And as much work as these trade reviews that I've been posting on YouTube have been, because man, I'm not a good video editor. I'm not. That is a skill I'd like to learn, but it is not one that I inherently have.
Yeah.
I'm about 3 or 4 days behind on most of my videos when I post them. I'm like, hey guys, here's my trade recap from last week.
Yeah.
I know almost nobody's probably going to watch them, and I'm okay with that. But I'm putting 4 or 5 hours into editing it. And by doing that, I'm breaking down every single trade. And it's just another way to review it. And it's a way to review it and still get the information out.
Right.
Because I do want to be fully transparent. Like when I have shitty days, I want to show it.
Mm-hmm.
The last one I uploaded, I think, was a red day.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first pillar, was get your mind right. The second pillar was I wanted my body to be right, because I knew a healthy body helps create a healthy mind, and a healthy mind is going to help you be a better trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So I started hitting the gym a whole lot heavier, 3-4 times a week. I've always been a bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably at close to my smallest I've ever been.
Nice.
I was 300 plus all through, not all through college, but towards the end of college, I was hitting about 300, 320. And then I kind of just coasted all through my career, just because that was a desk job. You're not moving, you're not walking around.
Yep. Then folks bringing donuts and treats to the office and shit.
We had vendors bringing in food. We used to have a lady that worked for us that made a cake for every single person's birthday, and we had 30 people that worked there. So that means you're getting 30 cakes a year.
Yep.
And I loved it. Like, it was the best. And then we kind of cut down to once a month, because it was just getting ridiculous.
Right.
But even then, eating cake once a month at work, plus all the other stuff they used to bring in.
Yeah.
So my weight was getting to be a problem. So I've kind of, just like with everything, especially with the gym, it's a roller coaster. There's there's weeks where I'm there 4 times and pushing hard. And there's weeks where I'm busy and I only get there once or twice. And if I don't get there, I try to at least eat right for that week.
Right.
And it's a process, just like trading is. But that was the second pillar. The third pillar, I wanted to be family. And that was one of my biggest motivations for quitting the job. Is I was having my afternoon time with my boys, but I was exhausted from the day. Like, I know it wasn't a physical job, but when you're mentally locked in for 8 hours, 9 hours, dealing with customers all day, problem solving, putting out fires all day, it's mentally taxing. And I know it sounds like, oh, woe is me. Like, I'm not breaking my back in a coal mine or hard labor, but I would get home and I would just be so mentally fried that I don't think I was fully present with my kids. And it started to grate on me a lot. Like, my wife never noticed anything or said anything about it. And the boys obviously never cared, because any time with me, they love. But I started noticing that it was not as present of time with my children. And when we decided to have kids, I was relatively older. I was 31 when we had the boys. I'm 33 now. We were okay with having one. We said, man, one and done, we'll be fine. And then that 12-week ultrasound, we get in there and she goes, hey, there's 2 in there.
Whoa. Oh, twins.
Yeah. And oh my God, that was such a trip.
Wow.
Even now, it's still hard to believe it. And they're my world.
Yeah.
But after that, we decided, you know what, this is hard enough. I think this is going to be our last kids. So we made sure of that. So I'm only going to get this chance once.
Right.
I only get the toddler age once. I only get the first once. And I didn't want to be halfway there during all of it. So so I've said this from the beginning as well. Even if this is a massive failure, and in 5-10 years, I decide trading's not for me. Now,
you still got all that time with your boys.
Now, I hope that's not the case. I want to be a super profitable trader and happy in 5 years, 2 years.
Right.
Even if I fail and have to go back to a regular 9 to 5 in 5 or 10 years, I got this time with my boys, and I got present time with my boys.
Yep.
And that's worth it to me. That's worth more than money.
Yep.
So I'm never going to regret making this decision.
Nice.
But those are the 3 pillars of Free by 40 for me: is mind, body, and family.
Nice.
And that's what I meant, like rebuilding from the ground up. I'm going to be a very present father, a very active father.
Right.
I'm going to train my body to be at least healthy, so I can be in a good headspace on top of going to therapy and working on myself, so I can be a better trader. Because at the end of the day, this is a business for me. Like, this is a job. Like, I know some days it doesn't seem like it because we get done so early. But that's what I love about it. And that's kind of why I started the social media is I was used to working 9 hours a day. And when you hop on a 8:30 session and you're done by 10, you got a whole lot of the day left. And I was used to working all day. So I needed something to fill the gap. And there's only so many house projects you can do until you run out of things to do.
Yeah.
And now if you ask my wife, we have plenty of house projects left.
Yeah.
But you get tired of doing them to where you kind of want to be creative. And that was one of my biggest pushes to become Free by 40. Like the moniker of Free by 40 being on social media. And it's been slow going. And I absolutely love the amount of support I've gotten so far. I never would have thought it would have grown to, I think I'm at like 1,300 followers, and like it's been like 2 months.
That's
and
dope. That's dope.
And if I never get another one, I'm happy with that. That means 1,300 people enjoy seeing what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Or at least they look at it in passing.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I'm transparent and open with my losses. And I'm going to continue to be. I'm not trying to grift them. I'm not trying to sell them anything. It's just for their benefit. So that's where that first video came from and that was my very first in my entire life experience with editing a video.
Yeah. So
it like looking back, it's so cringy to me just because like it looks so cheesy and like and what I did, like we were talking earlier about how like we use ChatGPT as a tool. I went in and I said, hey, this is my idea. I'm wanting to build a social media brand called Free by 40. And I gave it the list out of all of my tenants. Like essentially I gave it a business plan. Like I come from a business background. I went to school. I got a degree in business. I wrote a business plan and put it into ChatGPT and said, can you help me design a video? Because I've never done this before. And you were talking about how ChatGPT, I think you had a video, was it a day or two ago, talking about how ChatGPT likes to gas you up.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't tell you you doing anything wrong. It's always like, that's a great idea. Let's expand on that. So from the very beginning, when I started this AI prompt, I said, don't act as AI, act as a business partner as in this business of Free by 40. So a lot of the times I'll ask its insight, and now it may be just placating me still.
Right.
But it has the premise of a business partner. And it gave me all like my B-roll shots of like me bench pressing. Like it thought that would look cool. And like all like the time lapses of me like running and walking in. Like looking back, it's kind of cringy. And even now I'm still trying to find my groove of what I think my social media needs to look like.
Right.
Because like I want it to be a good mix of informative and structured with like a lot of times I'll write my script out and I'll try to read it off or I'll try to memorize it. But I think sometimes like I want to get to the point where it's a lot easier just to do it right off the cuff. Yeah. More from the heart.
Yeah.
And I think I'm getting there. It just takes time and repetition.
Right.
And just like anything, it's a skill.
Right.
And I'm just trying to grow it.
And you'll get better with time, you know, because you'll look back at videos you did 6 months ago and what you're doing now, and you'll see such a drastic improvement.
100%.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, I'm still only 8-9 weeks into this.
Yeah.
Like it's not, it's still in its infancy. And I'm just trying to see where it goes. It's a journey and I'm just trying to ride along with it.
Nice. So I wanted to get more into your trading journey and approach.
Yeah.
Like, why futures? What drew you into that market over stocks, crypto, Forex, options?
So the real reason of why I went with futures over anything else, and it's going to sound silly because the results are not replicable with real money, but I paper traded for a long time, like I said, at work and just researching and looking up strategies and the way that you can trade different instruments. And like I tried Forex and I sucked at it. I tried crypto because I've seen people make plenty of money on crypto. And I paper traded some crypto and I wouldn't have any success. I did individual stocks thinking, I can probably scrounge up 25 grand to get over the PDT rule, which I think actually they're working on passing a law to get rid of that. So that's going to be
Right.
interesting. I may
Barrier
have to
to entry is way lower.
I
now.
may have to revisit individual stocks, even though maybe I need to stay in my niche. But then I started trading. I started trading NQ on paper trades,
Mm.
and it's a whole lot different when you're just paper trading. And I didn't realize that because at that point I had never live traded.
Mm.
So I had a paper trading account that I started with $1,000 because I said that's probably what I would want to put in $1,000, $2,000 to start with. And I don't know how, but in like 2 or 3 weeks, I had grown that paper trading account to like 45 grand.
Mm.
And it's because you don't have the fear of loss with paper
Mm.
trades.
Right.
I was doing stupid, reckless trades. I was trading like 10 NQ contracts, which is just outrageous. I would never dream of doing that much contract size now. But I was doing 10 contracts on news and riding it up for 30 grand. And then I'd lose 20 the next day. And then like it just became like a high stakes gambling for me at first.
Yeah.
And once I started to learn the technicals and the fundamentals of it, I realized how much of a bad habit that was. And I'm glad that I had the insight to at least notice that and not continue on that path. Because man, if I would have done that with live money, I probably would have been happy for a little bit.
Right.
I would have been rolling in some quick cash, and then I would have been throwing a lot of my own money away whenever it didn't work out like we know it's gonna. So I stuck with futures because in my mind it was the one that I clicked with the most.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just the way that it performs, the way it moves, but it just felt predictable to me, and I really, from the beginning, resonated a lot with ICT concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I haven't fully went through the ICT boot camp because I take a little bit from everywhere. And like, it started off where I used to think that my strategy was fair value gaps. I thought that was a strategy.
Yeah.
Like it was that early on. And I was like, oh yeah, the strategy is you see a fair value gap, you see how it reacts and you trade.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think about confluences or any other indicators or anything else that would tell me if it was a good enough trade. I was just, and oddly enough, on paper trading 10 contracts at a time, I was doing pretty damn good. And then at that point, I had some false confidence and I threw in some real money. And that's whenever I started blowing all that real money.
Reality slap you in the face.
That confidence. And it's because whenever it's real money and you start seeing that profit, your heart starts beating real hard. And you get real excited and your head gets kind of focused in.
Yeah.
And then you trail it into profit or it goes straight into negative. And instead of letting it ride out into what you know your stop loss should be, you exit out real quick because you see negative $400 and you're like, shit. Like you're worried because $400, that's 40% of my balance. So it was just entirely different. And I kind of had to start back from the drawing board on my strategy and my mindset. Because it's an entirely different world going from paper to live to even prop firm trading. And I think that's why I settled more on prop firm because it felt like a solid middle ground of it is your capital to an extent because you are paying for the evaluation. You're paying for the activation. But at the end of the day, if I blow this, at most I'm out $200 an account. But the upside is I could be getting thousands of dollars of payouts if it goes in the direction I want it to. So I see the risk to reward as worth it. And that's, and at the end of the day, your strategy, my strategy, any trader strategy, it's all about risk management. And that just felt like as a business, the smartest risk management decision.
Mm.
Now that's not to say that in 5 or 10 years, if I have a solid bankroll finally from consistent payouts, that I won't eventually decide to start trading live funds. But at this point, I don't see the reason. I don't know. I'm not fully sure. Do you trade live funds or do you trade prop firms as well?
Both.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you prefer?
The live funds, you don't have any waiting period or anything. So if you make money today, you can immediately take it out. You don't have to do a 10-day waiting period or anything like that. But the prop firms are used for leverage. You know what I mean? So that you can get that additional capital to be able to leverage more on your own personal account. You know, so it's just, you have to remember to reinvest in yourself.
Yep.
One of the guys that I was speaking to on one of the previous episodes, his episode drops tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But he was speaking about how he had ran his numbers up on his eval on his prop account, got a $25,000 payout, and just went crazy and went and splurged it. And he didn't think about reinvesting in himself. And I was like, yeah, you definitely should have took half of that and put it into a personal account. He said, man, you ain't lying. So,
yep.
You know?
Half into a personal account and a quarter right back into evals.
Right.
That's what you do. You got to grow it.
And then you take a little bit and go have a little good time, you know?
Yep.
So, but you definitely got to reinvest in yourself.
And hell, at this point, it's take that little bit and not have a good time. It's take that little bit and pay your mortgage.
Yeah. For real. I wanted to get a chance for you to walk us through your current trading routine, your prep, execution, and review.
I would love to. Most days I would love to get to the desk at 8:00, but with
twins, you're a New York session guy.
Yeah. I've thought about trying afternoon sessions, but my boys don't go to bed till 8 p.m. Central Time, and that's about whenever that session starts.
Yeah.
And at that time, I'm pretty tired by the end of the day.
Yeah.
I could caffeinate real hard and dig in. And that's not to say I may not try it eventually when they get a little bit older, maybe.
Yeah.
But for right now, we wake up, get them ready, get them to daycare, and the goal is to get back to desk by 8.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'm lucky if I get back by 8:30, just because daycare drop off is not always smooth.
Yep. Yeah.
And thankfully, that is one of my roles. Is I'm the one to pick them up and drop them off. I love that time, that one-on-one time with them.
Right.
I get to talk to them for 15 minutes on the way there, and I get 15 minutes of alone time on the way back.
Nice.
And now that me and my wife both work from home, you don't get a lot of alone time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I cherish the mornings, but a lot of the times I feel like I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, at least the last couple of weeks, because I've been getting to the desk about at market open. Now, that's not a big deal for me necessarily, because I don't ever trade until 8:45. I let the 15-minute opening range kind of settle.
Right.
So the very first thing I do, I'll sit down, I clear all my indicators, not my indicators, but I clear all my drawings on my chart, and I'll mark out Asia high, Asia low, London high, London low. Sometimes I'll do previous day high and low if it's significant enough. But I've noticed a lot of times lately, EDH has just been the same as 15-minute orb. Price has been so sideways lately that prior day high hasn't really been affecting anything. But I'll mark those out, and then I'll wait for the first 15-minute candles, and I'll mark top, bottom, and middle of that. And then that's when I start to look for my scalp entries. And sometimes it'll be a bouncing inside the range, going up and down through it. Or sometimes you'll have a clean, aggressive breakout, and you'll see, and there, whenever we see a breakout, I won't always assume it's going long or short based on the breakout. I look for a fair value gap, and sometimes I retest. There's some days I'm way less patient, and I see a aggressive candle, and I hit long, and it goes right back into the range, and I'm done for the day. It just depends on how my mind is that morning, if I'm feeling patient or not, or if I'm feeling like I need a good win.
Yeah.
In the past, I've had a couple different setups to where, and even now, I don't use it a ton, but I still feel in my soul that I really love using them is trend lines, like long-term trend lines. So every now and then I'll go back to like the monthly view on the chart, and I'll mark the first set of support and resistance trend lines, and then I'll drop down to daily, and I'll reassess, and then I'll do another trend line. And I've noticed that even though the market does follow certain patterns, like an ICT pattern, to where you'll see it take a key level, liquidity sweep, and then a change of structure, or a change of state and delivery, and then distribution. But it also, at the end of the day, one of the most simplest strategies is support and resistance. And there's a lot of people that make a lot of money on support and resistance trading. And at the end of the day, if you're patient enough
Which ICT is essentially the same thing. It's just got a bunch of fancy words.
Yes. And that's what I've noticed is a lot of almost all trading strategies can be
same thing
compared.
Just different words.
Yes. But I really do like trend lines. And actually in the most recent YouTube trade recap video I just edited, my last 2 trades were based off of a trend line bounce and a break.
Nice.
And I don't have as much wins with trend lines, but I don't know why. I'm still just so locked into thinking that I love trend lines. And I think I love the simplicity about it, just because you don't got to think a ton about, all right, it's approaching it. Let's watch it. It broke through. All right, we're going short. Oh, it bounced off. We're going long. But overall, that's all I mark on my charts is the 15-minute orb. Sometimes I mark key levels, and also sometimes I'll mark out trend lines. And most of the time I'm done before noon. Sometimes that's to my detriment, where I think actually this video I just posted, I ended the day at like negative $200, and normally that wouldn't be a day ender for me. But after the string of losses I've had for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I've been a little timid, and I didn't want to piss away more money. And I hopped off the charts and I posted a TikTok about it, and somebody commented, said, "Oh man, you should have waited." And I was like, shit. And I pulled up the charts, and not 10 minutes after my last trade, the market dumped. Like, I'm talking like 30 points.
Yeah.
And I was going shorts all morning. Like, my bias was strong shorts, but every time I kept getting stopped out with a pullback. And I was like, man, this just shows like my bias was right. My read of the market was right.
Right.
My entries were wrong.
Right. And
I just took it as a learning opportunity of, man, I got to work on my entries, because clearly I had it right, but I didn't get it right today.
And I bet if you were to look back at that particular scenario, you might have entered probably 20 minutes before the kill zone.
Yep.
And then that kill zone happened, and everything moved in alignment. You was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And those days are hard.
Yeah.
And like, hell, even yesterday, I was up $100 per funded account. I was like $95 account. Across my 5, I was up like almost $500. And I was saying to myself, if I was working a 9 to 5, if I was working my old job, I didn't make $500 a day there.
Right.
So I need to be happy with this.
Yep.
And I called it a day with the help of my wife, saying, hey, you need to call it a day.
Yeah.
And I was having a lot of FOMO, and I was like, man, I think there's still money to be made today. And I just had to tell myself, man, Monday's a new day, and you can go right back at it. Like, there's always another chance to make money in the market. And I'm trying to make that like my creed. Like, I need to get that tattooed across my forehead, because I just need, like, I say it all the time, I just need to lock it in there.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Market ain't going nowhere.
No,
it's always going to be here.
No. And that's something, like, I have a lot of people tell me, like, well, what if the market crashes? Like, what if we have a big crash?
You still make money off of it.
I don't care.
I'm gonna be short.
Like, my 401k is going to suffer, but I can make money both directions.
Yep.
And that's what I've been telling people. And I think it's just a lot of education for people that, like, laymen's that don't know a lot about trading. And I think that's where my social media has been helping also. Not necessarily for people that want to trade, but like people that are close to me in my life that are wanting to follow along with what my new journey is, but don't understand a single lick of trading, including my wife. Like, my wife's been following every step of the way, and it still takes a lot of explaining to her, because it's complicated.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of information.
It's like very layered.
I'm trying to break it down for the layman, so my family can watch my videos and know, hey, this is what he's doing. He's not just wildly risking this. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
And also, if along the way I could teach some people that are wanting to quit their job and do the same thing, then secondary benefit.
Right.
But that's in a nutshell what my trading day looks like. Is 8 o'clock on the charts, mark it up, wait for the 15-minute opening range, scalp. Now, I only have really been scalping with my evaluations. I don't love scalping with a funded account because I like to have set stop losses and profit zones.
Yeah.
Actual trading
Right.
with my funded accounts, and also much smaller contract size, maybe 1, max 3 contracts of MNQ.
Nice.
You know, each tick, I don't want to be $25, $50 a tick. Like, that's just, on evaluations, that's great.
Right.
You know, I can pick up 2 or 3 points and be happy with it. But I know that's not sustainable. So I'm having to keep the disconnect in my head of, this is evaluations, this is funded, just 2 different types of trading, and just have to lock it in. And I think once I get away from evaluations, at least for the time being, once I get maybe 10 or 20 fundeds, and that may be a month from now, maybe 6 months from now, I just don't know. I'm going to have to sit down and reassess and probably do a week of back testing just to get my mind right back to what my old strategy was. Because I used to hold trades for, 30 minutes to an hour. Like, I used to have massive stop losses, and I've just gotten so used to scalping that I keep my stops tight and I get stopped out a lot. Just because when you're scalping, you don't want to be in drawdown for 20 minutes and then lose. You want to be in drawdown for 20 seconds and get into profit and trail. and even then, I'll set a stop loss on a funded account. If I get 20% to my take profit, I'll go to break even almost every time.
Yeah.
Just because I'm trying to preserve as much of that funded capital as I can.
Right.
Because in my mind, even though that funded account is sim money and it's not my money, it feels real.
Yeah.
Like, I treat it like it's gold.
Yep.
Like, I need to preserve it.
Yep.
And some people may look at that and say I'm trading timidly, and they may be right. I don't know. But
no, you're trying to create longevity.
If it keeps my capital and my sanity and my progress where it's at, then I don't feel bad.
So like I wanted to go into, how has trading been with Apex? Man, so like, how has it shaped your growth? Do you see it as a stepping stone or a part of your long-term plan?
It's definitely, I think, a stepping stone, but I think they're always going to be a part of my trading plan, just because I use the Apex trade copier. So I'm looking into trying other prop firms, because there's always really cool discounts and deals going on with new prop firms. I think my funded futures has like a $39 evaluation right now that you can get. And if you pass it, there's no activation fee. Wow. And I'm like, shit, a $40 funded account? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can just throw that right into my Apex copier.
Right.
And copy trade it right along with them.
Nice.
Now, when doing that, I'm going to have to do a deep dive on the rules, because each prop firm has different rules on drawdowns and everything like that. So I think I've just stuck with Apex because I've went so deep into the rules and understanding that I just am so comfortable there. But I have seen a lot of criticism of Apex on denying payouts, and I haven't got to that point yet, so I can't speak on it. I can be optimistic and say I hope I trade consistently enough that they see that this is a valid payout. I don't want to get any payouts denied.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't think I'm going to hold money in there and do a 20 grand payout at a time. I may be doing $2,000 payouts at a time, because I feel like those will squeak through a little bit easier. But I'm hoping within a month or two, we'll be at that point and I can make a video and tag you and be like, man, I did it. We got it.
Nice.
But I definitely love Apex right now, just because it's what I've been using on. They actually set me up with an affiliate code as well. So if anybody needs to use it, they just do FBF, and it gives me like a tiny portion of, I've made $5 from doing that so far. I think that's the extent of what I'll do making money off of my followers, and it's all an optional thing. Like, if they want to use it, they can. If they don't, they don't have to. So it doesn't feel like I'm pushing it on anybody.
And
if they feel like, because at the end of the day, I use another influencer's code for mine, because they don't let you use your own. And I want to get the discounts as well. So, like,
I was talking with another fellow trader, and he because I was talking to him about creating and cultivating a course and selling and everything, and he was saying that the game with selling courses is completely changed, because 10 years ago, you could sell a course for $800 to $1,000 and nobody bat an eye. But now you have the game is influencing. You know what I mean? So you have to be an influencer with prop firm affiliate codes, and that's how these traders are making money rather than selling the course.
Because I don't want to sell a course that's just somebody else's teachings, just with a different name.
Right.
Because a lot of times that's what it is.
Yeah.
And no shade or no hate on them. They put in the effort to create all that content, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's my choice to not purchase it.
Mm. And like something that I wanted to touch on was, some say Apex encourages gambling behavior with their cheap evals and strict rules. What's your take on that? What's your take on that from your own experience?
I believe that statement entirely.
Yeah.
For reference, I got an email yesterday from them. It is the 27th. It is a Saturday. They opened up a sale. It was an 80% off sale with a $50 activation, I think. But you have to pass it before the 30th.
Yeah.
I think the 30th is Monday. That means you have to pass it in one trading day to activate it at that.
So you got to YOLO that motherfucker.
Yes. And I think they're trying to be sneaky about it.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, you can pay a $50 activation fee. You just have to pass by Monday.
Right.
And you got to buy your account today. And it's after trading hours on a Friday.
Yep. And then somebody looking at that email like, I can do it.
80% off. That's a $34 eval, $34.70.
Yeah.
That's nothing. And then if I activate it at $50, that's an $80 funded account.
Yeah.
And I have passed evals in one day. It's happened. I think it's luck a lot of times whenever, and like you say, it's that gambling mindset.
Right.
And sometimes with my evaluations, I do feel sometimes like it feels more like gambling than trading.
Yeah.
Because I'm putting in huge contract sizes and it's big wins and big losses.
Especially if you can reset multiple times a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, with Apex, I don't quote me because I don't know if it's fully against their rules, but I'm almost certain I've read somewhere in their instructions to be smart about if you have a reset coming up. And so this is how Thursday's evaluation went for me.
Mm-hmm.
So all of my 10 evaluations that I had bought, I was down to one left on Thursday, and I was at $1,600. So I had about $1,400 to pass. Renews on Monday, and it renews. It was one of the 80% sales. Actually, I think it was a 90% sale. So I paid like $18 or $20 for this evaluation, but the renewal was going to be at $80, the recurring months. And if I just blow it and buy a new eval at 80% off, it's only $30.
So
it rewards me to go for the win and blow it rather than just renewing it.
Yep.
Now, if I would have renewed it at $80, it would have kept me at the $1,600 point, and I would have only had like $1,400 to go. But clearly, I can blow an account that close to profit because I blew an account on Thursday. It was just I got into and what I hate is every account that I blow with Apex, it's never because I get below 47.50 or 47.5. It's because the drawdown gets you.
Yeah.
It's the trailing drawdown, man. Yep. It gets you every time.
Yeah.
And like, I'll have it. So I have my monitor set up. I have my main monitor. It's a wide curved. I have one up top that I've got you on right now. And I've got one vertical on the side where I keep I keep the broker pulled up and I can see the live level of my drawdown. So I entered my trade, hands off, and I look over there and I just watch that drawdown. And there's been times where I've seen it get down into like single digits and reverse and go right back into profit. And I'm like, and that's why I say I really fully do believe that some people saying that Apex promotes gambling. I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
Because it could be easily used as a gambling tool. I feel like I get some of that gambling rush just on my evals. Now, I don't treat it that way for my fundeds by any means because I see it as my capital.
Right.
But when I'm trading evals, I do kind of feel like I'm playing with house money sometimes, even though I paid for it. I think overall, if I had to guesstimate, I've probably got $600 to $800 sunk into evals and activation fees. So not a ton. I've definitely lost more live trading than I have on evals so far. And I've been trading evals for a lot longer. Or I've been trading prop firms for a whole lot longer, I should say.
Right.
So at this point, it still feels worth it to me.
Mm.
And especially because I'm seeing other people that I trust,
Mm-hmm.
like that Trades by Matt guy.
Right.
When I started watching him, he was copy trading $300,000 accounts, and he was struggling with it. I guess the rules with the 300 grand account is just so much higher, and the drawdown's a lot different, and you just got to trade it differently, different contract sizes, different everything. And he dropped back down, I think probably into June. Into June, he dropped back down and bought 20 50K evals, which I prefer 50Ks because I think it's the best ratio of what you need to make versus what you can lose, and the price. All three of those together, it's the best value. And he passed them all live on a single stream, which I think was insane. I think that also is what promotes gambling, because I was like, it's an interesting thing to watch. It's fun to watch somebody drop $4,000 on an evaluations, and either in this one sitting they're going to pass it all, or they're going to piss away $4,000. and it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, if I probably had $4,000 to blow, I'd probably have went all in that way too. But I've got a family to take care of, and I got to worry about them.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it the slow way. I'm doing it one at a time. But he passed and was consistent, and he was aiming for base hit days, and I think he was making like maybe $200-$300 a day.
Nice.
And like maybe every other, maybe 2 or 3 times a week he loses $100 or $200 or whatever. But he stayed consistent enough to where I think it was like maybe 3 weeks after he started this, he pulled $2,000 out of each account, and it was $40,000.
Wow.
And I was saying, so you're telling me I could spend $4,000, be smart, get funded, stay smart, and 2 weeks later I can have $40,000 if I know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I said, this is what I'm doing. I said, this is my path.
Yeah.
And I'm aiming for that first $40,000 payout, my man.
Nice.
That would be insane. That would be fun.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Wait, what are the biggest lessons or adjustments that you had to make since you're going full time?
Man, a lot of it is the patience, because I was very good at, and I say good, I was very lucky at hopping onto a chart without reviewing a ton of the past history and trading in a 5 or 10 minute window and then putting it back in my pocket. And it was also trading from a screen that was this big, like, and that became like my preferred way to trade. I would trade on my iPhone at my desk, and I would trade on my iPad in the car on my lunch break. And I just got so used to just the TradingView app, one screen, and I got good at that. And coming to full time, I got to sit on my hands a lot more than I used to. Because whenever you're only got 5 or 10 minutes to trade, you get that FOMO real hard.
Yeah.
You're like, I got to take a trade.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not going to take a trade, then what's the fucking point? So I do a lot more sitting on my hands now that I'm full time, because I sit here at this desk and I have more screens than I know what to do with, and more data than I know what to do with. Another thing I forgot to mention whenever you asked about my setup, talking about like prepare for the morning, some confluences that I use, and I've had to learn this the hard way. I need to use them as confluences, not as reasons for entry. Is every chart I've got a 1 minute, I've got a 5 minute, I've got a 15 minute, and I watch those. But each one of them, I also have on top, I have RSI, and I have on the bottom, I have the MACD, and I use those as confirmations now. Now, early on, I used to use those as, oh, look, the RSI is crossing over. That means we're going to reverse. And I've seen so many RSI fake outs that I've became numb to them. But I used to lose so much money on hey, MACD and RSI is showing that we're about to reverse. I'm going to pop a short in real quick. And then we keep going oversold or overbought. Yeah. Like, just because we're overbought doesn't mean we're not going to keep going that way.
Right.
And for the longest time, I thought, oh, we're seeing red in that indicator. That means I got to go short.
Yeah.
And I have the ability to have that across every time frame at one time. When I was trading on my phone, I would only have a snapshot of each time frame one at a time. So I was constantly switching 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, hour. And like I was having to like memorize where the chart was at that time because I couldn't look at them at the same time because my screen was 6.5 inches big. Um, and it's just, it's a whole different game. I think I have more tools that can help me now, but my psychology is the biggest thing that needed to change coming from 9 to 5 trading on a phone to full-time trading at my house.
Right. Right.
Now, in hindsight, it probably would have been smart to try before making the full leap to do maybe an overnight session or a 8 p.m. session on the computer. But I don't do much stuff half-assed. I jump in without looking most of the time, feet first. And we took the leap. We saved up enough money to coast for a little bit and just pulled the trigger, man. And we're figuring out as we go.
Man. So like in one of your posts that I was looking at, you said, what does well you said you were healing your soul. What does healing your soul mean for you personally, and how does it tie back into your trading discipline?
Man. So towards the end of my time at work, it was difficult for me because the last maybe 2 months I knew I was leaving, but nobody else did. And also when you have in your mind that you know you're leaving a place, but you just don't know when you're gonna, and you don't know when you have the confidence to pull the trigger. All of the things that wouldn't have bothered you before start to just feel pointless. And what's the point? And every bad day at work was multiplied because of that. Not because of the people at work or even the things I was doing. It's just my mindset had changed. I knew that wasn't what I was destined for. And I felt like I was faking it for 2 months straight. And it got to the point where like it was soul crushing. And like I know that makes work sound bad because I've had people that have watched some of my videos that I've worked with and have taken a little bit of offense to some of the ways I phrased things. And I try to avoid that because I'm not saying that them working there is soul crushing for them.
Right.
I'm saying that in my experience, after I had known that this is not what I want to do for the next 40 years of my life, I was having a hard time spending just another minute there.
Yeah.
Let alone 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, each day I would come home just more and more dejected and more just in a bad mood. And a lot of that was translating into the way I was treating my wife, the way I was treating my kids. And it was just soul crushing was the only thing I could think to describe it. And that's not a knock on the work I was doing or the people I was working with. It was just in my point in life, I just did not feel like I needed to be there. I felt like I was being called to do something else, albeit through the universe or a higher power or what. And finally, when I did it, it felt like just a weight had just lifted and I felt free. And that's another reason why the main title of my channel is Free by 40 is because the second I did it, I just felt so light. And I was like, I want to chase more of that freedom. I want to be financially free. I want to be, my time. I want free time to do anything I want with my kids or anything that I want to do for the day. I want to be in charge of it. And also the freedom of health. I wanted my body to be healthy. So like it fit, it clicked. And with that, it felt like I was immediately healing my soul from where it was the last 2 months. Like the 2 months prior was just, I felt like I was just rotting inside. It felt, and like, I know that's dramatic and I know that sounds ridiculous because it was just a silly office job. But whenever you're doing something that you know you don't want to do and you feel like you're just droning on, like, what is the point? This is pointless. It gets difficult to fake it and put on a happy face because it was a customer facing business. So I was having to be personable all day, and I was having to help
put
people
that smile
out.
on. Yep.
And in a customer facing business, a lot of times customers aren't happy, and they're coming at you aggressively, or they're mad about something. And it's easy to, when you think this is pointless, to not care about it because I don't care. Why should they care? But at the end of the day, it is still their job. It still affects the people around me. So I was having to put the same effort in, but it was taking 10 times the effort internally because I knew I didn't need to be there.
Right.
So that's what I meant by the healing my soul. I know that could be interpreted as like religious or something like that. I haven't been religious for maybe 20 years now. Not knocking people that are. It's just not for me at the moment.
Right. Right.
But I still feel very, I don't want to say spiritual because that's a cliche. But like, I definitely felt there was a pull by the universe or something to make me do this. Like I've never felt a pull this strong in my life. And I'm 33 years old. If it's happening now, it's got to be for a reason. Like I'm at the prime. Well, not the prime. I'm a little bit past the prime of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
My 20s were great and I wasted them. But by 40, I want to be there. I want to be just, I want the easy button to be the default when I'm 40. And that's why I'm going to grind it out for the next 7 years and just see how it goes, man.
Nice. And so how do you explain trading to your boys? Do they understand what you do? And do you plan to teach them later?
I would love to. At this point, explaining much to them is pretty difficult. They are about 2.5 years old now. They love Bluey and Little Bear and Mickey Mouse and
right.
And lately Leo. So they're twins. It's Lex and Leo, Alexander.
Nice.
But Leo's been getting some sass lately, saying "Stop it, Daddy" all the time. So anytime I do anything, it's "Stop it, Daddy," or so a lot of times they like I've brought them in here and I've sat them in my lap and they don't give a rip. They don't care about any of the screens. They don't care about the lights, the colors, nothing. I have seen a lot of TikToks and like social media accounts where like they got like 5 or 10-year-old kids and they're teaching them about it. Right. I would love that. I want nothing more than my boys to just be little copies of me.
Yeah.
I want them to like the games that I like. I want them to like the sports that I like. I want them to do the things I like, just to I have built-in buddies to hang out with.
Nice.
But right now I'm meeting them at their level and I'm liking I know every episode of Bluey by heart, man. Like I could quote them some bitches.
Yeah.
And Little Bears, man. I don't know why they are so big into Little Bear. That was like a show when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But they love Little Bear. They love Mickey Mouse. They love Bluey. And we have so many toys for them. So every day is something different. Like right now, even now through the headphones, I can hear them playing with blocks in the other room. So I'd love to share it with them eventually. But right now, I think we're just trying to use this freedom. So that's something else where I'm trying to share on the channel as much, like the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to show the lifestyle. Like we historically have not taken as many vacations as I have these last 6 months. When you have a 9-to-5, you get 2, maybe 3 weeks a year to go on vacations.
Right.
Now that she works from home and has a little bit more flexibility, I have unlimited flexibility, it seems. We can do a lot more trips that aren't fully expensive, but they take time. So like we've been to Florida a couple times with the boys. Like these boys have been to the beach 3 times and they're 2.5 years old. Me and my wife went to Daytona to watch a NASCAR race and we left them back home. And we got back the next week and we wanted to give them a vacation then because they've also need a vacation in my mind. So that next weekend, we went straight to the Chattanooga Aquarium and spent a whole weekend there. It wasn't that expensive, but they had a blast. And it was a weekend focused only on their entertainment.
Right.
And we're trying to do that as much as we can. Because like I said, I only get this time once. And I want them to have the best childhood possible. Like I grew up with a very loving mother and family, but we had just no money. Like we weren't dirt floor poor, but we were still very poor. We had a lot of love, but not a lot of activities.
Right.
I want both for my kids. I want them to have the childhood I didn't have.
Nice.
So even if it's taking money that we probably should be saving or time that I could be devoting to a 9-to-5 job, it's worth it. in my mind, because
Definitely.
at the end of the day, they're the best investment I have.
Mm.
And also on vacation, I love the challenge of trying to trade on vacation, because it's such a different mindset and a different experience.
Yeah.
And like when we were down in Florida, I was trading on a balcony out on the beach, and it was distracting, and I was ready to get down on the beach. But I eked out a couple green days in the Airbnb. I knocked out a green day in the airport. Like, that was fun for
Nice.
me. Like, it
Nice.
was like a challenge. Like,
Yeah.
it was a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And I really like doing that. I definitely am a worse trader when I'm not here, but I got lucky, or I read it right in the market. And you've probably been trading a little bit longer than I have, so you can speak on this a little bit better. But I truly think there are times where the market's just not there for people to try. Like,
Yeah.
I think this last month I haven't done anything differently, but I just have not gotten the results that I'm used to. And I think it's just been a rough month on the market. I think it's behaving differently, and maybe I'm not reading it right. And because of that, it's given me a lot of confidence issues. And that's probably one of my bigger challenges too, as a day trader.
But see, you've never traded outside of the Trump era, right?
No.
See, and markets move totally different based on who's in office.
Better or
Totally
worse?
different. Yeah. Well, it depends. You know what I mean? Because when Biden was in office, I could catch a trend. You know what I mean? And so I can hold the trade for an hour or two, and it's gonna trend the entire time. But while the Trump administration is in office, man, you got to keep your eye on that shit, because it will flip flop on you real quick.
And that's what and like that's what I've learned on. So whenever we go back to hopefully if we go back to the normal trends, I think I'm going to have to take some time and step back and actually like relearn a little bit. Because I think with trading you have to always adapt, because the market's always changing.
With every world change, you have to recalibrate.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be really where I test my mettle as a day trader. And I think I'm up for the challenge. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Right.
And I know for damn sure I'm not going to quit. So I'm going to do it till it works.
Yeah.
Regardless of if I feel like an imposter, because most days lately I've been feeling that imposter syndrome, thinking, man, I'm an idiot. I had a solid job. Like, you don't even know the amount of mornings I wake up thinking, man, did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
And I have to just keep telling myself. And thankfully, I have a very supportive wife that helps me out and
Nice.
keeps my head grounded. And if I didn't have her, I don't know if I'd be as successful as I am.
Yeah.
And I know it's funny to say successful as I am, not taking a payout, but I do think the progress I've made is success.
Yeah.
And the losses I've had are opportunities. Like, I see everything as an opportunity.
Claim it, speak it into existence.
Yes.
I see you as success. You know what I mean? Everything I see about you, success is written all over you, brother. And
Much
it's coming.
appreciated, Woodz.
Yeah, it's coming. So I wanted to talk about your content creation and the community that you're building.
Yeah.
Because I see something amazing that you're building here. So you're documenting everything on your socials. Why is that important for you to share?
I think for me also, I'm a big, if it's only me seeing it, it's easy for me to cheat my rules. And I don't know if it's a self-control thing or just an arrogance thing, thinking these rules are in place, but maybe I'm smarter than my rules. And I'm not. I don't think anybody's smarter than their rules.
So it forces you to be transparent with yourself as well as everyone else.
Yes. And I'm using it kind of like an accountability aspect. And I think that that transparency aspect has appealed to some people. I've gotten some really solid friends just from TikTok now that I talk to relatively frequently.
Yeah.
Or Discord or wherever.
Right.
It was a hole that I was worried about when I left a 9-to-5, because I'm a very social person. I've always been a social butterfly. I can chit chat all day long.
And trading is a lonely game.
And I love my wife with all my heart. but 24 hours a day in the same house with her, we run out of stuff to talk about. And also, sometimes I want to talk about trading concepts that she doesn't always get.
Right.
And like I want a sounding board, and that's what I really enjoyed about work in my 9 to 5 is I did not know every answer at my job. I was good at my job, but I was good enough to know that when I was out of my depth, I knew somebody that knew better than me, and I would go to them. I lost that when I went to this solo venture. So I joined a couple Discords trying to find a group of guys that knew what they were doing. I started my own Discord that is slowly growing, and I love the people I got in there right now. It's small. We're probably only got like maybe 12, 15 members in it. And I think only like 2 or 3 are super active in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to continue to grow. Yeah. In both of the Discords, I put my thoughts in the mornings. We chit chat live during the market. I'll put my trades and my justifications out there. Like, it's just a way for me to be more transparent to a more intimate group of people, because putting it out there on TikTok or YouTube with like 1,300 followers, I can't guarantee that every one of them is going to watch it or watch it in its entirety and see my entire point. But for the small core group of people that I have in a community or a forum that do read all of my stuff, I can tailor it more to them as like coworkers rather than followers. And so that's why, like, even like if you go onto my Discord, the way I have the channels laid out, my general chat, I call it water cooler chat, because it's like we all work at the same job, just in different buildings. And it's like we're at the water cooler. So I'm just trying to cultivate like that kind of environment, because I do miss my coworkers, and even the ones I had, I'm still in touch with. It's just we're not seeing each other nearly as often, because they still have their 9 to 5 and I still have this. So we're just trying to navigate this new life between both of us.
So do you feel the act of filming and posting holds on your account and posting holds you accountable in your, you already talked about that. So, but because it does, your trade desk setup is sharp. Walk us through it. What tools are absolutely essential for you?
Tools for my trading?
Right. Because I like your setup. You have multiple screens. You got 4 screens, right?
Yes.
4 screens.
I would love to go over it, because I have tailored it down to, I think, what the magic button is for me. So right now with scalping, quick entries are what you need. So I'm going to see if the cord won't reach.
You have a magic keys?
I have a Stream Deck.
Nice.
And I have hotkeys. It's dead now because I just unplugged it.
Right.
But I have my buy and my sell stop right here. Nice. I have all my charting on this top 2 rows. So I have my fair value gap rectangles. I have my trend lines. I have horizontal rays. I have my nomenclature of, if I want to name the fair value gaps, I have 1, 2, 5, 10, 15 minute fair value gaps. It just makes it to where I can do it a whole lot quicker straight from the screen. And also my streaming's based off of that as well. So like this little box is my lifeline.
Wow.
But also I try to hotkey into an order, but I try to trail into it to pick up as much profit as possible. In the past, I've only hotkeyed, bought and sold, and volatile markets will humble you real quick with those, because you can hit a sell, but the time it takes for your finger to hit the button, the computer to recognize the button hit, to execute it in the market across your copies.
You have 4-5 ticks go off.
Yes. So that's why I hotkey in, but trail out. Just because that's almost a given or a requirement. I have went all in almost on like the content creation streaming equipment. So like I bought a mic. I have lights galore around my desk right now. Like I'm sweating from the lights being so hot. I got this massive ass green screen behind me. Like, this is our guest room that we've turned into an office. And like we have a bed behind my green screen that if we have people come over, I got to pull this green screen down. My wife it's tucked away in a corner. Like it's a lot of setup, but I've put a lot into social media, and we've actually had conversations where I'm getting a lot of undue stress, I think, from trying to meet a schedule that's not set by anybody but me. Like if I miss a day, I'm beating myself up, or if I record something and I just cannot get it right because I feel like it has to be perfection to release.
Right.
And I'm getting better with myself to release non-perfect videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
just do it and don't think about it.
If I fight for perfection, I'm spending 4 or 5 hours editing and re-recording. And that's just wasted time, in my opinion. My wife and me had a sit down talk the other day, and she was like, I think the social media is great. I think it's a great outlet. I think trading needs to be our focus. And I said, you are 100% right.
Yeah.
That's the reason we did this, not the TikTok,
right.
not the YouTube, not the anything.
It's just a byproduct of what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to take a little bit of a step back, but it's hard because I've gotten into the habit of sharing everything.
Yeah.
So I just need to find the easiest way to share it, the quickest way.
Right.
And my content may change a little bit from just trying to find what's quicker.
Right. Right.
Because at the end of the day, like she said, like TikTok's not going to be what makes me money. I'm not selling a course. I don't want to sell a course. I don't want to make money from my followers. I want my money to come from my trades. So that's what I need to focus most of my energy on.
Right.
Right. So that's where I'm trying to be right now. And it's a hard balance because when I hyperfixate onto something like social media or trading or something, I go all in and I don't want to throttle back at all. Especially whenever I've went in so hard, I want to keep my momentum up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at some point your sanity's gotta survive and something's got to give. So trading's still our focus. We're working on making the social media like a secondary benefit, but also I still want to have a good product.
Right.
Like I don't want to just put junk out there just for the sake of putting it out there. So it's a fine line that I'm trying to balance, but very thankful for my wife to help me with that.
Do you feel traders should share their struggles and not just their wins?
100%. Because it is fun to watch people that have the flashy titles of, I made $42,000 trading futures this morning. That's cool. What'd you lose yesterday?
Right.
Because you didn't post yesterday.
Right. Right.
And that's why I try to at least post every day, because I don't want to hide my losses. Even now, that's why I feel guilty for not posting on Thursday, because I blew an account and nobody knows. I posted it in my Discord so they know, like, so the accountability is still there, but my followers yet don't know. And it's only because I have that footage ready for a video on how to buy a new valuation and start from scratch. I just have to have the time to edit it and video, and film it and put it all together.
Right.
So I'm trying, and with my schedule and how slow I am video editing, it was Thursday, so I'll probably release it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I need to share my losses so people know. I don't want them to quit their job and go into this thinking that it's going to be right off the bat profitable. Yeah. Because it's not. That's not the reality for most people.
You're going to struggle. You're going to have some struggle pains.
It's struggle financially, it's struggle mentally, emotionally, everything. It's a difficult venture. And I want people to see that. That's why I talk about my mental state a lot of times. I talk about the struggles. I talk about the worry. Am I good enough? Because everybody's going to have those thoughts and feelings, and I want them to feel validated. And also, I don't want them to think that, all right, I have a good job, I'm going to quit right now, and in 2 months, I'll be making more than I was then. Because that's not the case.
Right.
Now, it might be if you're lucky and have some beginner's luck. I would have loved some of that beginner's luck. But I'm trying to be as open and honest as possible. And I think that if more people share their losses, I think people would be a lot more cautious in their trading. Because these influencers and all of us that share our lives with the world, like, people follow and base their decisions off of what they see. Hell, that's how I got into this, is because I saw other people doing it and it was enticing. And it was the seed that was planted that grew into this. So I know the importance of what I put out affecting other people. And maybe that's egotistical of me. Maybe that's arrogant. I don't know. Maybe people don't give a shit about me. But if even one person is going to make a decision on their life based off of my videos, I want it to be the right decision.
Real.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to your brand, where do you see Free by 40 in the next couple of years?
Man, I hope it becomes more of a movement where people are, and it doesn't have to be a 40. For me, it was 40 because it rolled off the tongue and I'm almost 40.
It's catchy.
But it could be free
the first time you popped up on my timeline and your video ended with, "This is Free by 40." I said, follow.
Man, I love that. I appreciate that. That means you've been here from the jump, man.
Yeah.
You're an OG. It could be a free by 20. It could be a free by 50. Hell, it could be a free by 60. There's a guy that I became pretty good acquaintances with on TikTok. His name's Cliff, and he's the trading at work guy. His TikTok's all about him. He works in an industrial facility.
Well, yeah, I seen that guy.
They make robots.
I've been meaning to message him.
Yeah. Cliff is a cool dude. Me and him chatted offline a little bit just because his job and my old job kind of were similar, where I would his job would be my customers at my old job. So I knew the industry pretty well. So I was just asking him about that. And then we just talked about trading a little bit. And I like watching his stuff just because it's close to home, but also he's doing the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
But man, it's just, I like the social aspect of the social media. But it's a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot to keep up with, man. So like, what's one habit you're building right now that you believe will be a game changer for your trading in your life?
Man, I think growing my patience is the biggest thing. I still, and I haven't worked at my old job and traded at my old job for close to 3 months now. 2.5, give or take. That's not a long time to break habits.
Right.
I still feel like when I hop on the charts, if I don't take a trade in the first 30 minutes, I'm doing something wrong. And I'm still trying to hammer into my head that there are days where I need to just sit out and not sit out because I haven't even looked at the charts, sit out because I did look at the charts and I was able to read and understand that, man, it's just not my
nothing
day.
There. Yep.
And that's what I'm trying to grow right now is the patience to sit on these hands that so eagerly want to hit that buy and sell button.
I have a video that I need to drop. I've already edited, but it talks about how I sat on my hands all day Thursday because there was nothing there.
I should have. I blew it.
Yeah, it happens, man.
I went negative $2,000 and liquidate.
Ooh,
sheesh. Yeah. Gotta love them days.
So if you had to give advice to a trader who's considering quitting their job and going full time, what truth do they need to hear first?
They need to believe in themselves over anything else. And it's easy for me to say that because I'm having doubts sometimes too. But, and I would not have made this leap without my wife helping push because she believed in me enough that helped me.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of courage to throw away something that's known and something that's guaranteed.
Right.
And jump into essentially a dark pool that you have no idea how deep it is. But it is possible. Even though I'm not in drawdown right now, but even though I'm not in as quick progress as I was hoping, this is the journey. This is the path. And something I keep saying, and it may be cliche, but I keep saying it on my TikTok. This is a journey and the destination is freedom. We're just not there yet. It's taken time. So patience and mindset need to be the focus of your trading, not the strategies, not learning more things about the market. Just try to condense it down to what you can learn and what you can understand in a short period of time and try it out. And if it's working, keep it up. If it's not working, adapt. And it feels weird me saying that because like you ask, like, what can I say to traders? The channel is mainly trying to be an education and information channel, but I don't claim to be an expert or a guru by any means. I want not to grow and stand above people. I want to grow with people. As I get better, I want to see Woodz get better. I want to see you start just killing it on top of what you're already doing. And I want to do it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to be the one successful and then telling people how to get successful and then just
Right.
watching them struggle. So it's like I want to grow with people. So it's a growth opportunity for me as well. Like I'm
Nice.
still in, and I'm probably downplaying my abilities some just because I try to be as humble as I can.
Mhm.
I don't want to come off as arrogant to anybody, especially when it's something like this where I'm going to be getting a lot of, I don't want to say criticism, but when you do something as crazy as this, people don't understand it. And I'm trying to portray myself in a way where they'll at least understand why I did things.
Right. And I wanted to close out with some questions talking about fun in the home side.
Oh yeah.
What's the best part of being from Kentucky? What's the best part of being from Kentucky that people wouldn't know or unless they live there?
Man, we have a lot of really good areas here, but also we are so close to so many things. Like for us, driving to the beach is only half a day's worth, maybe 8 hours worth of driving.
Mhm.
So if you take a long weekend, you can be at the beach in half a day.
Oh, nice.
If you're, my kids are screaming in the background, so you might be able to hear them.
Oh, good.
Nashville is right an hour south of us.
Mm.
Like I can be in Nashville in an hour. There's an international airport right there. We can go anywhere. Like it has the feel of a small town. Even though I'm in one of the bigger cities in Kentucky, it still feels like a relatively small town. So it's like a small town feel. We didn't have a lot of family that lived up near us, so it was kind of, we were isolated. It was kind of like our little family unit. Recently, my sister and her husband have moved up here, so we've got a little bit of familial help now. So that's just became even more fun because now my boys get to hang out with their aunt. Me and my wife get a little bit of a break every now and then now.
Yeah.
Because for the first 2 years of their life, it was just us.
Yeah.
We didn't have breaks. We didn't have days off. We didn't have date nights. I hadn't been to a movie theater in 2 years.
Wow.
Like I missed it all.
Yeah.
So now we have that fun. But also, like, I think Kentucky is a well-rounded, just nice place to live. I'm biased. I've only ever lived here. I moved to my city where I'm at now for college, and I stayed. And it's been what, 15 years?
Yeah.
And it's became home.
Yeah.
And also,
nice.
We bought our house at such a slow interest rate, I can't ever leave.
Nice.
Now, so a couple cool payouts, maybe I'll get a new house, but right now our interest rate's sitting at like a 3%, so I'm not leaving.
Oh, yeah, just chill out. so like quick one. Coffee or pre-workout before a trading day?
Oh, neither. I do a low carb Monster every single morning.
Nice.
And I would have went and got one this morning, but I woke up a little bit later because I had my alarm set for 6 a.m. And on a Saturday, that's difficult for me.
Yeah.
Because we already had the boys in bed, because we've gotten into the point where they go to sleep really well in their toddler beds, but about halfway through the night they wake up and we just decided to stop fighting it. Yeah. We used to go in there and try to get them back down, and we'd waste an hour of us fighting them in their room. For our sanity and for our sleep, we just bring them into the bed now. So I half the night I get the boys in bed with me.
Yeah.
So I woke up at 6, my alarm was going off. Leo was right next to me, and it was just so comfortable. So I went right back to bed. And then my wife woke up and said, "Adam, it's 6:20. You got to get up." So I was planning on going to get me one, but for me, it's the blue low carb Monsters every morning, and it's probably terrible for my health, but it just gets me going. So I settled for Diet Dr. Pepper this morning.
Nice. So if your boys could describe you in one word right now, what would they say?
Oh, I hope it would be fun, because that is the main thing I try to instill in them, is I want them to know that Daddy is fun.
Right.
And it has been the joy of my life being a parent. Like, I've always wanted to be a dad. So now that I have this opportunity, it's like each day is something different, and they teach me every day.
Right.
Like, the other night, my wife went to dinner with some of her friends. So we call it Daddy Put Down. Because that's what in Bluey they call it. Whenever the dad puts them down for bed, they call it Daddy Put Down. So we had Daddy Put Down the other night, and I took him in the room like an hour before bedtime. We were just playing with toys.
Yeah.
And the social media aspect side, I was getting messages, I was responding to comments, and I was on my phone just sitting there. And one of my boys comes up and gets really close to my face and he said, "Play with me, Daddy." And it clicked in my head. I was like, what the fuck am I doing, man?
Yeah.
Like, I'm wasting my life on this phone.
Yeah.
So I put it down and I didn't touch it the rest of the night. I had a blast. We played Ice Cream Man. We played Pizza Man. Like, we played with so much stuff. We read books.
Yeah.
Like, I just hope that they know that my life is here to make theirs better.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like I'm your parent, so you're obligated to do what I want. It's, I'm your parent, I'm obligated to give you a good life.
Right.
Right. And so far, I think me and my wife have been killing it. And that's the one thing I'm not going to be humble about. I know we are 100% amazing parents. Nice. She is a great mom. I'm a great father. I'm so happy that we have these boys.
Yeah. Nice,
honestly,
man.
I don't know if you're cool with it, but if I could bring them in here and show them,
for
do you want to do that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Let me go grab them real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, boys. Do you want to be on the podcast? From sitting in Daddy's lap. Hop up here. All righty. Let's go over here, Leo.
There he is.
That's Leo.
What's up, Leo?
And this is Lex.
What's up, Lex?
Say hi, boys.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Say hi, Woodz.
Hi, Woodz.
Nice,
this is why
man.
I do it, man.
That is what's up, man.
Lex's head is covered by this microphone. Oh, Lord.
Wonderful why, man. That is what's up.
This is why I do it, man.
Right. Hey, and that's a beautiful reason, man. You know, that's going to keep you glued in, locked in, focus on the goal.
Yes, sir.
But hey, man, it has been a great conversation with Adam, man. Wonderful, adding value to the community. You know, man, I want to see you grow. I want to see you continue to grow. Let them know where they can connect with you at.
So on TikTok, we got Free by 40. I just started my YouTube channel. It is slow going, but it is Free by 40 there as well. I'm working on getting a link tree set up, and I got my Discord.
Gotcha.
Discord links in the bio. I would love to have as many people that want like a place to chat with coworkers at a water cooler, because that's the kind of environment we're trying to cultivate. So nothing preachy, nobody's above anybody on my Discord. It's just, yeah, hold up, buddy. But I would love to have as many people follow as possible, because stop pushing buttons. They're gonna end up muting me. But yeah, I would love it. I would love for anybody to come follow. I appreciate anything that I get, and I'm thankful for everything.
For sure. And once you get your link tree set up, just let me know. I'm gonna make sure it's in the description for everything, so everybody can connect with you.
Awesome. Say bye, Woodz.
Bye,
Hey,
Woodz.
well, guys, I thank you for tuning in for another episode of the NOFOMO Podcast, where we discuss keeping it cool and adapting to today's ever-changing markets. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on the future drops. We've got plenty more insights coming your way. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and remember, when it comes to trading, the best mindset to keep is no FOMO.
No FOMO.
Thanks a bunch, Adam.
Thank you, man.
Free by 40.
Yes, sir. Say no FOMO.
FOMO.